Evet, Webrazzi TV'den herkese merhabalar. Şu anda canlı yayındayız. Canlı yayında olduğumuzu ispatlamak için biraz Twitter'da açıyorum. Çünkü Webrazzi hesabına veya bana Webrazzi hesabına göndermeniz tercihimdir. Bu canlı yayın esnasında sorularınızı sorabilirsiniz. Yanımda Deloitte Kanada'dan araştırma direktörü Duncan Stewart var. Bugün saat 2.30'da Deloitte 2013 yılına yönelik teknoloji, medya ve telekomünikasyon sektörüne yönelik öngörülerini paylaştığı TMT Predictions 2013 raporunu paylaşacak, 2.30'da gerçekleşecek olan bir etkinlikle. Ama öncesinde bu şu anda Webrazzi ofisinde Duncan Stewart ve bizimle canlı olarak bu raporda ilgimizi çeken, öne çıkan bazı başlıkları konuşacak. Canlı yayında olduğumuz için herkesin ekran başına gelmesini birazcık beklemek adına sözü uzatıyor olmuyor ama şu anda Webrazzi'de olduğunuza emin olmak istiyorum. Webrazzi'de olanlar bana Twitter'dan biz burada izlerlerse en azından ben de bunu öğrenmiş olurum. Okay. Thank you for coming. It's a great pleasure for us that before your event you're here at our office and gonna tell us about the reports, and we're gonna do it live, which is another great thing for us. First of all, thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. I think it makes a lot of sense to have a technology report released over the internet. It's very fitting.
Definitely. So this is a live coverage. So. We'll start, and also we're gonna get some questions,
of course,
over Twitter, yeah. And actually, we can start. I think people are on Webrazzi now, and they're watching us. So, as a start, can you please tell us a little bit about this report?
So Deloitte's been writing the TMT predictions report for a number of years now. You can see we've got a slide here going all the way back to 2001. So this is our 12th year of writing them. As you can see, we do a big roadshow. So I was in Copenhagen on Monday, Brussels on Tuesday. I'm here in Turkey Thursday and Friday, and then I'm off for Israel on Sunday, and then I come home for a few days, and then I leave again for Southeast Asia. So it's a big world tour.
Good luck.
Thank you. We see probably, as you see, about 10,000 people will see it in the first quarter of 2013.
Cool. And since 2001, you are publishing these reports. What about the previous years? I mean, you predict so many things, and they are really important for the tech market, tech industry, and also media, telecom, obviously. Well, how was your accuracy? I mean, were you accurate about your predictions in the previous years?
Every year we do a report card, and this is one of the ones we talked about last year. I like talking about this. We had a prediction last year that many computers, laptop computers, would move away from having hard drives and instead be solid state drives only. Our exact prediction was that about 15% of laptop computers would not have hard drives anymore by the fourth quarter of 2012. The actual number was about 14.2%, so pretty accurate. Pretty accurate,
yeah, perfect.
These are things like Intel Ultrabooks, MacBook Air, thin, light computers, but the reason this matters so much isn't just that these are nice computers and they're thin and light. If you look at some of them, especially the ones with the smaller drives, they only have about 128 gigabytes of storage. Now, when you think about the operating system and the other stuff, that can be 80 or 90 gig, meaning that these devices actually only have about 30 gig of storage for personal use. And if you're not storing it on your computer, where are you storing it? Out in the cloud. So these computers, as more and more people buy them, they're going to put an awful lot more traffic onto the networks. Wired and wireless networks are going to be much busier as people move data on and off. Across all of our predictions last year, we were 82% accurate, exactly the same as in 2011.
Perfect. So that's why we really take this new report really seriously, and I think everyone should really listen to us first of all, and then just read that report.
We'll download the report. The report will be available for download.
Yeah, that's another thing actually. Bu rapor bu arada yani açık olarak download edilebiliyor olacak. It's publicly available
Yes,
to everyone.
for everybody.
And when it's going to be available? Is it
I think it's available on the web today.
Yeah.
I also want to say in Turkey we have a Twitter handle, TMT Ongo. Can you pronounce that for me?
Yeah, öngörüleri.
There we go. That's the hashtag.
Okay. Arkadaşlar canlı yayını açılış için tekrardan bir özet geçeyim. Bugün Deloitte 2013 öngörülerini paylaştığı TMT Predictions 2013 raporunu saat 2.30'da gerçekleşecek olan bir etkinlikte duyuracak. Öncesinde Deloitte Kanada'dan ve bu rapora da bir yani yazar olarak bu raporun katkı sağlayan isimden bir tanesi Duncan Stewart, Deloitte Kanada'nın araştırma direktörü. Şu anda burada Webrazzi ofisinde canlı yayında bu raporda bizim de ilgimizi çeken ön plana çıkan noktaları konuşuyoruz. Geçmiş yıllarda çok ciddi şeyleri var. Yani rapordaki öngörülerin tutma oranı çok yüksek. %80 küsürlerde. O yüzden rapor gerçekten çok önemli. Tekrar altını çizmek istiyorum. Rapor şu anda online olarak konmuş olabilir. İndirebilirsiniz. Zaten Webrazzi'de de gün içinde bununla ilgili haberler çıkacaktır. Twitter'dan konuyla ilgili bir şeyler yazmak isterseniz zaten direkt ben Webrazzi'yi veya beni Arda Kutsal'ı veya Webrazzi'yi mention ederek bir şey atabileceğiniz gibi TMT Öngörüleri etiketiyle de TMT Öngörüleri etiketiyle de konuyla ilgili paylaşımlarda bulunabilirsiniz. Ben biraz konuştuktan sonra Twitter'a geçip takip etmeye başlayacağım. So, from this year's report, you're saying that the PC is not dead.
Now, why would anybody say the PC is dead? Do you have a PC?
Yeah,
I have too. Many people do. But there are now more tablets and more smartphones than PCs. The people who make PCs, sales are down. Share prices are down. People are saying, is the PC going away? Well, first of all,
that's right.
people say it, especially the tablet. Will the tablet kill the PC? Now, let's start off with, do you know how bad things are in the PC industry last year? Do you know the PC industry only sold 1 million computers per day?
No.
But 352, 353 million, that's a lot of computers.
Yeah, it is.
One of the other things is, I love my tablet. You have a tablet? Yes, yeah, right there.
Here, yeah. A
Question.
smaller one.
Yeah. You love it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Do you sleep with it beside your bed?
Depends.
Under your pillow?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I love my tablet too.
Yeah.
But one of the things is that I do a lot of writing. I wrote a report, TMT Predictions, 30,000 words. I didn't write it on a tablet. I wrote it on a PC. Next, I use spreadsheets all the time. I need to look at numbers. I never use it on this. I use my PC for that. But it's not just about spreadsheets and word processing. What about in people's homes? What we've done is, this is a great slide. I love this slide.
It's a great slide, yeah.
Yeah. So what we've done is we've put the screen size of every device on one slide. And when we look at a smartphone with a 3.5-inch screen, which is fairly normal, that's about 34 square centimeter screen. So if we look at this, a laptop computer is the equivalent, for screen size, of 16 smartphones.
Whoa.
That's a lot of, if you're watching a video, if you're playing a game, that's a lot of image. Or a 7-inch tablet, the same as you have right here.
Yeah.
There you go. Beautiful tablet, I love it. But when I look at this, or my desktop monitor, this is not only 43 smartphones, it's 10 7-inch tablets. So if I have both devices, we believe that for playing a game, watching a TV show, even browsing a lot of web content, a lot of it is about the screen size. Now, we have data that supports this. In the United States, only 7.7% of all data on the internet is coming from tablets and smartphones. In Turkey, that number would be even lower, about 6.5%. People still use computers at work. They still use computers at home, and for data-intensive applications like video, like gaming, people use their PC. I mean, I use my smartphone all day, every day, but just for SMS and checking a message. So our view is that when we look at the post-PC era, it isn't post-PC, it's PC plus. The PC doesn't go away, tablets and smartphones are added to it. One thing that I do want to talk about, really important, people talk about the PC and they say young people don't use PCs anymore. They prefer tablets, smartphones. This is US data, but from last year. 2,700 Americans, we asked which device is most important to you. Interestingly, matures, people 65 plus, they say 60% PC, 40% tablet. 18 to 23-year-olds, 92% prefer their laptop.
Wow.
Everything you have ever read about young people preferring tablets isn't just wrong, it's backwards. Why? Because these guys don't play Call of Duty.
Exactly.
These guys don't steal movies. These guys don't write long essays.
Yeah.
University students, my kids, they have smartphones, they have tablets, they have laptops, they love their laptops. So the thing that kills newspapers, the thing that killed recorded music is not happening to the PC.
So you're saying that tablets are not killing PCs,
Correct.
but they may be killing something else.
Aha. This is the hot thing from Las Vegas. They're called, I don't know how you say in Turkish, phablets. P-H-A-B-L-E-T-S. Half phone, half tablet. And this is a 6.2. It's almost the same size as this. So this looks kind of, like, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Because of the reflection.
But would people use that as a phone? But here's the interesting thing. People aren't making as many phone calls. On my smartphone, I make 3 phone calls a month. And my kids, even less. They text, they email, they do stuff on Facebook, they even do video calls. But in terms of picking it up and making a phone call and holding it to their ear, many people, not everybody, but many people have stopped using it. And the point is, if people aren't using this and holding it up to their head, then you can have bigger and bigger and bigger phones because it's better for games, better for video. Maybe the tablet doesn't kill the PC, but it might kill the smartphone. We see 400, 500 million phablets selling in the next year or two. 500 million units.
Cool. And also, like, you have this slide.
Yes. So everybody knows.
I was checking the slides.
There's a billion smartphones being sold this year. But there's an interesting thing going on. Now, it's less true in Turkey, but we asked proportion of smartphones that are internet connected among urban, now this is urban, right? Across all of Turkey it would be a little different. When we asked in developed world, we asked everybody. But in Turkey, in the urban areas, those who have a smartphone, 91% are internet connected.
That's interesting, and actually, I believe that, it's just, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But it's just, maybe most of people may think that it would be less, but it's not.
Well, actually, what I think is no, this is not cellular connected, this is cellular or Wi-Fi. And the reason I mention this is that, in fact, that means 10% of smartphones in Turkey are not being used as smartphones.
Yeah.
They're not, people use them for phone calls, people use them for message, they use them as alarm clock or a wristwatch.
Yeah, that's right.
But they're not downloading apps, they're not watching videos on them. These are smartphones, but they are not connected to the internet. So when we look at the world of a billion smartphones, in Turkey, most of them are smartphones.
Maybe we can call them zombies.
Because you took the brains out.
Yeah.
But in Russia, 33% of smartphones are not being connected to the network. In Belgium, 36 are not being connected to the network.
Yeah, we are in a good position then.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. And there's another prediction which really gets my interest, because especially this slide, Pavel Woj, founder, was one of our speakers during last year's Webrazzi Summit, and crowdfunding is really, I'm going to leave the rest of the talk to you. Can we talk about crowdfunding and your prediction? And you're saying that crowdfunding portals brings in the box. Deloitte predicts that crowdfunding portals will raise 3 billion in 2013, double the 1.5 billion raised in 2011.
Right, so it's growing at 100%. But first of all, just in case not everybody knows, let's talk about what crowdfunding is. So if I wanted to make a new kind of watch that would connect with my Android phone, and I could display different fonts, different images, what I could do is I could hit up my friend here for $100,000 to make them. But maybe you don't want to give me $100,000. So what I could do is go out to 1,000 people and get each of them to give me $100. I could then make my prototype of the watch and give it to those people in return. That's the reward model. Now this is what Kickstarter does most of the time. But there's other models as well. There's a lending model where people give you money and you get an interest rate. There's also a donation model where you don't get anything tangible in return. There's also a venture capital model. We'll talk about that next. But let's start off with this one. Pebble Watch tried raising $100,000. He didn't do it. He made a mistake. He raised $10 million. That's a lot of watches. He can sell 100,000.
By the way, I'm checking the tweets. That's why I'm playing with my... Şu anda telefonla oynamanın sebebi Twitter'da ne olup bittiğine bakmak için bakıyorum arkadaşlar. Summoning telefonu. I'm not gonna talk on the phone.
I assumed you were bored by what I No, I know. Checking the tweets. So this was a tremendous success. $10 million raised. The reward portion of the crowdfunding market is about $700 million this year. But although I'm excited about this, many of them ship late. It's also different from going to a local electronics store where I can actually pick up a device, play with it, see what it's like. People who have tried this, some of the people who bought the Pebble watch said, it looks so good on the internet, but when I actually have it on my wrist, I don't like it as much. So there's some consumer dissatisfaction. Many of them are late. This was supposed to ship in August, I believe, of 2012. It shipped January 23rd of 2013. So 84, did you know that? 84% of Kickstarter projects are late. But the market I'm really interested in is, instead of giving you a watch, instead of giving you an interest rate, what if I gave you a share in my watch company? And then when I made millions of watches and I went public for $50 billion, your $1,000 investment might be worth $1 million. That's really exciting.
Exactly.
But it's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. There's all kinds of rules about selling shares in companies around the world. But the regulators in North America, in Europe, in Asia are reviewing the rules around equity crowdfunding. And the reason this matters in Turkey is, if you want to go raise money, where do you get it? From Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Okay, great. They've got 80% of the world's venture capital. But are they going to give $500,000 to some 22-year-old who lives in Istanbul at the end of a, 12-hour flight?
Yeah.
Or some guy in San Francisco who's a 12-minute drive away?
Location is
Location matters. So the problem is that smart people, you have so many smart people here in Turkey, entrepreneurs trying to start up companies, looking for startup capital. And they go to Silicon Valley and they go, no, we won't give it to you because you're too far away. Crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding, if it becomes legal, is about the democratization of venture capital. If you want to do a startup, instead of flying to Silicon Valley and having them say no, here in Istanbul you've got 12 million people. Reach out to 1,000 people, get $500 each, and there's your $500,000 to start your company. This could be a really big trend, especially for places that aren't Silicon Valley.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, I think Webrazzi TV viewers and also our audience really interested with this topic because our crowdfunding, we've been talking about this for a while, and actually not only us, most of the Silicon Valley blogs, they've been covering this, and I totally agree. I'm gonna take a deep look into this topic after I download the report. I mean, I have the report.
Also, computer games. 6 of the top 10 titles on Kickstarter have been computer games. Not just computer games, movies. One of the winners of an Academy Award, an Oscar, last week was funded on Indiegogo.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Twitter questions?
Twitter question var.
There's something on Twitter.
Okay.
Let's check it. Devam edeceğiz. Burada ben tekrar bir hatırlatma yapayım isterseniz. Canlı yayındayız şu anda. Yanımızda Deloitte Kanada'dan Duncan Stewart var. Deloitte Kanada'nın Research Direktörü, araştırma direktörü ve bugün saat 2.30'da duyurusunu yapacakları TMT Predictions 2013 raporunu, yani teknoloji, medya, telekomünikasyon öngörülerine yönelik 2013 raporlarını şu anda Webrazzi ofiste canlı öncelikle sizlerle paylaşıyoruz. Önemli noktaları paylaşıyoruz. Çünkü uzun bir rapor. Rapor internet üstünden ücretsiz olarak indirilebiliyor. Hatta şu anda Webrazzi'de de vardı daha önceden. Konuşabilirsin, sorun yok. Yani biz bizeyiz burada. Sıkıntı yok. Webrazzi'de indirebiliyorsunuz. Daha önce bununla ilgili haber yapmıştık. Sadece bir arama yapmanız yeterli olacaktır. Sorularınız olursa Twitter'dan bana gönderebilirsiniz. Ben soruyu bulurken devam edelim konuşmaya. I'm gonna find the tweet.
Okay.
And then
Do you want me to talk about this one while you're searching?
Enterprise social network. That's another topic that I really wanted to talk about because it's interesting for us and we love things like this. So what you're saying is, I mean, in the report, you're saying that so many papers. Sorry, enterprise social networks, another tool.
Not a panacea.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Turkish for panacea?
I don't know. We need to check.
Something that cures everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because many enterprises, large enterprises especially, have a challenge. Deloitte has 180,000 people around the world. Many companies have tens, hundreds of thousands. How do I share information across an enterprise? And historically, it's been very, very hard to do. People didn't like it, they didn't do it. So the idea was, let's make like Facebook for the enterprise. It'll be fun, it'll be exciting, people will... Unfortunately, we've done the research, and when you have an enterprise social network, this was a test done at a large firm with a lot of people, about 70% of employees never post to the social network, not even once. 72% read the social network. They log in once a week or less. 38% don't even sign up. So we have to understand, point one, not everybody writes, not everybody reads, not everybody joins. Now, don't get too sad. That doesn't mean they're bad. Because this is like a Twitter, 90% of people don't post either. Facebook, a lot of people don't check it every day. Most people aren't on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn. It's okay that the social network isn't for everybody, because if you turn the numbers around, this means that 30% of employees are posting, are reading, and enterprise social networks are very inexpensive. They're either free, maybe $1 per employee per year. So if we look at it that way, this is a tool that you can use to increase engagement, not for every employee, but for $1 per year. That's a pretty good return on investment. So they are yet another good tool, but they aren't perfect.
Cool. And that's another thing. End of strong password on security.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
No, that's fine. We'll talk about that one.
Sorry.
So
I totally. There was another slide.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
Let's talk about this one.
Passwords.
Passwords. So what's the password for your bank account?
I just use passwords. Actually, one of my friends used that. That's just password is a password.
Don't say that. That's a joke. It's actually, see, that's my final joke. You stole the joke at the end. So one of the things is that with 8-character passwords, the most common password in the world is password.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I really didn't know about it.
Yeah.
I just said because I didn't know that you would say this because it's a really true story. One of my friends' password is password for everything.
Yeah, he shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
That's the first thing the hackers try. But let's say you have a password, a proper password with a capital letter and a small letter and numbers and symbols. Well, those are secure, right? Those are fine.
Yeah.
No. There are, not this one, but I'll get to this in a second, but there are dictionaries available online that hackers can download that have the 50 million most common passwords in the world.
Wow.
Okay, and they could just download it for free. Then there are groups of hackers working together. It's called crowd hacking. It's like crowdfunding, only bad. So it's crowd hacking, and they break the problem into small pieces, and they work as a team. Or, this is a real thing. This is a box. It's got 32 graphics cards in it. So if I took an 8-character password that wasn't password, a real one, it would take a PC 1, maybe 2 years to try 6.1 quadrillion combinations. This machine can do it in 5.5 hours. So the real challenge is that for all of our valuable online information, we have to move to end password-only security. And we're going to move to what we call multi-factor authentication, where you have an iPhone there, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah? Okay, well, here's a fun story. You ever notice something about the home button on your iPhone? See my finger? You ever notice this is almost exactly the same size as my fingerprint?
Yeah.
What if you turned on your phone with your fingerprint as a additional layer of authentication? What if when you signed into your bank account, you couldn't just sign in with a password, it sends a message to your phone? Or what if you used an NFC chip on your credit card on the NFC reader on your phone? We believe in 2013, many websites will move to multi-factor authentication, and that's going to be a real change from where we've been up until now.
Cool. I totally actually, sorry, I missed one slide which was about bring your own computer.
We want to talk about this one a little? So
this is an interesting thing.
Right, so
what you say, I mean, what reports say is that very few additional companies will adopt a bring your own computer BYOC policy, and some of those that already have one will abandon them. At the same time, Deloitte also predicts that more than 50% of Fortune 500 companies will allow employees to bring their own computers.
It's confusing.
Yeah, it is.
There's a business model where companies give their employees a check, a voucher, so that they can go buy their own computer. That doesn't work. There's all kinds of problems. There's tax rule. But aside from my PC from Deloitte, guess how many other computers, how many other laptops I own?
2, 5.
I have too many computers.
Okay.
Most people though, have their own laptop, and they like their own laptop.
Yeah.
And maybe it's Windows, maybe it's Linux, maybe it's Mac.
We have the same problem here in Webrazzi office as well.
And people want to use their own machine. And the thing is, in 2013, with the internet and with cloud and with the web and with apps and with virtual private networks, VPNs, many corporations can allow all of their functionality to be done through the web. And that will allow, instead of people being given $1,500 machines from their company that they don't even like, they can bring their own machine to work, they can work from home, they can telecommute, they can work on the device they like to, and they don't have to have 2 and 3 computers on at the same time. We predict that many companies will start allowing this. Not every company, government won't, banks won't, but many other companies will.
Actually, there's another. I mean, we had the same problem here in Webrazzi office because like everybody has their own computers, but we also give them computers here. So the problem for me, like software licensing, because like we need to license our enterprise software, but they may have some, I don't know, cracked software or something on their own computers. So the company doesn't want to take that risk. Anyway, it's a long story maybe, but like I think it may be a problem for the companies because like we don't know what's in that computer. The people.
But what you do is you set up a VPN, a virtual private network. It doesn't cost very much money, and when they log on, the data that's on their machine, the virus that's on their machine, can't get through the VPN firewall. It is in fact more secure for many applications than a traditional employer-provided PC. So by using a VPN and creating a web version of that app, it is cheaper, faster, and more secure, and the employees can use the machines they prefer.
Cool. And it's obvious that you're saying that there's going to be more companies doing this.
Yes.
In the future. Perfect. By the way, I think we are.
Do we have a Twitter question? Or
I'm going to check it again.
The other thing I probably should say is I'm always looking for people to follow me on Twitter. I'm at Dun Stewart, DUNSTEWART on Twitter. You can also follow me on Facebook, Duncan Stewart. I have, you don't have to be my friend, you can subscribe to my posts on Facebook where I talk about these kinds of issues 15, 20, 30 times a week.
Yeah, I'm just checking Twitter. There are so many comments. Ben soruyu görememiş olabilirim. Belki soru yok. Daha çok komentler var değil mi? Evet, daha çok. There are mostly comments but not questions. Çok uzun süre İngilizce konuştuk burada. Canlı yayındayız tekrardan ve sonuna geliyoruz aslında. Bu canlı yayın biter bitmez video aslında direkt seyredebilir hale gelecek. O yüzden bir şey kaçırmış değilsiniz. Biter bitmez seyredebileceksiniz. By the way, as soon as we finish the live broadcasting, the video will be available on demand, so people will be able to watch it on Webrazzi. Duncan Stewart bizimle birlikteydi. Deloitte Kanada'dan Research Direktörü, araştırma direktörü ve bugün saat 2.30'daki bir etkinlikle duyuracakları TMT, Technology Media Telecommunications 2013 öngörüleri raporlarını öncesinde bazı önemli noktaları bizimle paylaştılar. Çok değerli, I'm gonna just summarize what we talked. Çok önemli bilgiler konuştuk aslında. Bunlardan bir tanesi PC'lerin tahmin edildiği gibi ölmeyeceği, yok olmayacağı, tabletlerin PC'yi ortadan kaldırmayacağı yönünde. Bununla ilgili bir sürü sayılar paylaşıldı. Ben şimdi onu tabii ezbere söylemem çok mümkün değil. Ama bir olasılıkla tabletlerin PC değil ama tabletlerin smartphone'ları yok edebileceği yönünde bir görüş var. Sayılarla desteklenen bir görüş. Raporu bu arada Webrazzi'de rapor var. İndirebilirsiniz. Şu anda online paylaşıyoruz bunu. İndirebilirsiniz ve inceleyebilirsiniz. Kesinlikle tavsiye ediyorum çünkü geçmiş yıllarda bu Deloitte öngörülerinin %80 küsur, accuracy rate 82 oranında bir tutturma oranları var. Önemli bir oran. O yüzden aşağı yukarı 60 küsur sayfada yanlış hatırlamıyorsam rapor. İndirip incelemenizi tavsiye ederim. Çok önemli noktalar var. PC'lerin ölmeyeceği, yani tabletlerin PC'yi öldürmeyeceği ama bir ihtimal tabletlerin smartphone'ları öldürebileceği söz konusu. Crowdfunding konusunun daha fazla gelişeceği ve önümüzdeki yani 2013 yılı içinde 2011'e kıyasla oradan alınmış olan yatırımların, desteklerin ilk katına çıkıp 3 milyar doları bulabileceği yönünde bir görüş var. Crowdfunding yani Kickstarter gibi işlerin çok daha fazla büyüyeceği ve çok daha fazla paraların buradan projelere aktarılabileceğini söylüyorlar. Enterprise Social Networks, kurumsal sosyal ağlar, bunlarla ilgili önemli görüşleri var. Biraz uzun bir konu. Ben burada özet geçmiş olmuyorum ama raporda görebilirsiniz. Çalışanların iş yerlerine kendi bilgisayarlarını götürmeleri, bringing your own computer götürmeleri, bu önemli bir gene bir öngörü bununla ilgili. Derler ki Fortune 500 şirketlerin birçoğu buna izin vermeye başlayacak. Çünkü orada şu anda bir çakışma var aslında. İnsanlar kendi bilgisayarını getirmek istiyor ama şirket onlara bilgisayar veriyor. Hatta Duncan'ın söylediği he has 5 other laptops, PCs. Yani normal şirketin verdiği, Deloitte'in verdiği bilgisayar dışında 5 tane daha bilgisayarı var. Ve son olarak password'lerle ilgili, şifrelerle, kullanılmış şifrelerle ilgili bir görüş var. Artık really complicated passwords is not enough. Çok komplike, böyle bir sürü alfanümeriklerin olduğu, garip işaretlerin olduğu password'ler yeterli olmayabilir. Onun yerine farklı güvenlik önlemlerinin önümüzdeki dönemlerde geleceği bir görüş var, paylaşılıyor. Sorum var. Bir sorumuz varmış. We have a question.
Aha.
Hashtag kullanılmış mı, altı bulmam daha kolay olsun. Ya da sen bana oku soruyu.
Akıllı telefonların kaderi ne olacak?
Yeah. There's a question and says, what's going to happen to smartphones? Actually, you told about this a little bit, but maybe we can quickly.
So there's a few things that we know are going to happen for sure. One, they will get faster. We've seen in North America the rollout of next generation 4G, LTE networks. Those are selling very, very well in North America. This phone in Canada, I can get downstream. I can get 56 megabytes. So faster. Phones will get faster. Next, as I said, I think they get bigger. I think they get bigger. They get bigger.
Smartphone'lar daha çok büyüyecek.
Yeah. They become more like tablets, bigger screen, more video, because we're using them less and less for voice calls. What will they be replaced? Will we move to a wearable smartphone? We're not sure. I mean, that's years away. That's years away. But will that happen 10 years from now or 20 years from now? We don't know. The problem with wearable glasses is it's not like a smartphone. See, this device, if I want to look at pictures or video on this, it's really clear. It's very high contrast. If I put it on a pair of glasses, it's sort of transparent. It's good for an email or directions when you're driving, but you wouldn't want to watch a movie on those sorts of glasses. They don't have the right contrast. I think the last thing that we don't know about the glasses is people talking to each other. Right now, when you and I are looking at each other, which one? There we go. When you and I are looking at each other, I can see when you're looking at me. Now, do me a favor. Look here. I can see your eyes move. If we're wearing wearable smartphones, it's going to be really distracting if people are reading their emails when we're trying to have a conversation. So I'm not sure wearable smartphones are going to replace the existing smartphones. So those are some ideas about the future of the smartphone.
Okay, perfect. And there's one more question.
Okay.
It's actually not about the report, but it's about your view on Turkish markets. Sertaç Taşdelen asks this question. Where does he see Turkey as a startup hub in Europe?
It should be very good. Here's Turkey, large population, youthful population, already a leader at telecommunications technology through, remember Netaş, all the folks from Netaş. Payments, Turkey is already at the leader of electronic payments. At the bridge between the EU and Asia, I believe that the Turkish startup community will be one of the leading ones. I mean, look at your GDP growth, right? So strong economy, youthful population, well-educated, bridging developed and developing world. So very excited about the Turkish startup market.
Cool.
Great question.
It's nice to hear that. Ya görüyorum soruları bu arada. Arkadaşıma uyarıyor soru var diye. There are more questions. I know you need to go to...
We have to go to a press conference.
Yeah, but they can wait. We are press anyway.
Or I'll answer them on Twitter.
Yeah. Birkaç soru alacağım. TMT Öngörüleri hashtag ile sorunuzu gönderirsiniz. Bulmam daha kolay oluyor şu an çünkü bana atılabiliyor, Webrazzi'ye atılabiliyor. Bir de TMT Öngörüleri hashtag'i var. Biraz karışabiliyor. TMT Öngörüleri hashtag ile, TMT Öngörüleri hashtag ile atarsanız daha rahat görebiliyorum şu anda. Gerçi arkadaşıma bakıp uyarıyor ama öyle olsa daha rahat olur. Yüksek piksel televizyonlar hayatımızda nerede değişecek demiş Didem Aracı. Actually, there's a question about 4K. It was in the report,
yes,
but we didn't talk about it here. We didn't highlight that because we had limited time. But one Twitter user, Didem Aracı, says high definition TVs. I think she means 4K, ultra high definition TVs. What they're going to change in our lives?
Very little at first. They are great TVs. So this TV is HD. It's 1080p, 1080 lines. A 4K TV has 4 times as many pixels. It's just an amazing picture. But this maybe costs, what would this cost in Turkey? 2,000 Turkish lira? Little less.
Yeah.
A 4K TV set would cost...
a little bit more. It's a smart TV.
Okay, but
yeah,
a 4K TV set, 60 to 80,000 Turkish lira.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Then there's no content on. Nobody broadcasts in 4K. None of the TV studios have 4K. None of the people to get it down to your home have 4K. The third, and this is the big driver, when I go up like this, when I look like this, I can see the pixels on the TV. Yeah. But I don't watch TV from 20 centimeters away. I sit over there. I sit on my sofa and I watch it there. From 2 to 3 meters away, the human eye cannot see the difference between a 2,000 Turkish lira TV set and a 60,000 Turkish lira TV set. From a normal viewing distance, 4K doesn't actually make a difference. So although it's an interesting technology, and over the long run it will happen, in the short term, we don't think very many people will buy 4K TVs.
Cool. There's a question. Which smartphone does he use?
Me?
Maybe smartphones, we can say.
Just one. I have a Windows PC. I have an Apple tablet. and I have an Android, as it happens, Samsung, because I want to learn all the systems. Galaxy S3.
S3.
I had a BlackBerry before this. I like learning all the different devices, and you can't learn by trying for 10 minutes. You have to live with it. You have to use it every day. So
exactly.
This is my research.
There are more questions that I think people are waiting for.
We have to go.
And you need to go. I mean, you need to leave, I
Yes.
guess, because for the event. But just one last question, because they're really nice questions, really great questions. But unfortunately, maybe they can just ask you, or maybe add a comment. Belki yorumlara yazabilirsiniz.
In English, it helps if you ask in English. My Turkish is not so good.
Duncan'a ulaşabileceğiniz gibi Webrazzi'de yazının altına yorum yazarsanız biz bir şekilde cevapları almaya çalışıyoruz. Maybe they can write as a
Yes.
comment under Webrazzi post on in this post.
Okay.
And maybe you can later on whenever you are available.
Or on Twitter.
Yeah. But one last question. Storage and organizing your files online. But it's a question about cloud actually.
Yeah.
It's written in Turkish and it's about like online storage, like moving to cloud. Maybe just a few words about the future of your predictions about it.
Yes, that's the prediction. As we move to computers with more and more solid state drive, as we move to more smartphones, more tablets with only 16 gig, 32 gig, sometimes 64 gig of storage, we will keep more of our pictures, more of our movies, more of our files, both backed up in the cloud, but also as primary storage in the cloud. Cloud storage, especially at the consumer, is growing probably over 100% year over year and will continue. So that is a long-term trend. It's some people still have drives that they attach, peripheral devices, but we think cloud storage, both for the consumer now and the enterprise going forward, will get to be more and more.
I totally agree.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming here. You are so busy now. You just announced this report and you have a press event and you are here in the Anatolian side of Istanbul.
First time.
Yeah, so first time in Anatolian side. You've been here in Istanbul four
times, yeah.
Yeah, but it's first time in the Anatolian side. And you're gonna get back to the European side because your event is there. And you're gonna experience really nice traffic, I guess.
Yes.
So thank you for your time, thank you for coming here. İzlediğiniz için çok teşekkür ederiz. Sorularınız olursa bu yazının altına ekleyebilirsiniz. Uygun olduğunda Duncan'dan onun cevaplarını almaya çalışacağız. I think we should definitely organize, I don't know, when you are back.
Next year.
After you get back home, maybe we can organize something like, I don't know, like Google Hangout or something, I don't know.
Sure.
Because as I see, there will be more questions.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks again. Thanks for coming. And good luck with your press event.
Thank you.
Çok sağ olun, izlediğiniz için teşekkür ederiz. Umarım keyif almışsınızdır. Tahminimizden biraz daha uzadı. Videonun tekrarı yayında olacak. Tekrar izleyebilirsiniz. Sorularınıza devam edebiliriz. Kesmem lazım, çıkmaları gerekiyor. Çok sağ olun, görüşmek üzere.